Hello and welcome to We Live for Saturday, your favorite college football podcast. I'm your co-host Mike, and with me as always is your other co-host John. John, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. It's been a kind of a gloomy, cool morning, but I know it's supposed to heat up here later today and then be pretty warm for the next week, as we've talked about, I think, on the last
Yeah, it's
pod.
going to be in the low 80s again, and I'm not happy about it.
I saw 87 for at some point next week, which makes me really upset.
87?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We had a week of fall, and I was like, let's have it be fall.
Yeah.
But
Always gets our hopes
the
up.
good news is it looks like it's going to cool down for at least by the 27th, which is the next Gopher home game.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hot in between now and then, which is not cool.
Yeah, exactly. So
I had already had a sweater day, and I was like all ready to lean into sweater season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Nope.
not to be.
No,
not right now.
It's not. But that's okay. Look, it is what it is. Hopefully this is just that last hurrah for summer, being like, I'm still here, and then it fades away. So
yeah. Yep, that's what we get. We get that September heat wave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But as far as football goes, man, there's not obviously there's games, and this is great, and we love it, and we're happy with any college football, no matter what it is, but not a lot to really dig into considering the opponents this week. So
yeah, just so everybody knows, this is going to be a little bit of a short pod because it's FCS week.
Mm-hmm.
Like half the teams are playing FCS teams.
Yeah.
And we don't need to say a lot. The only thing we need to say about those FCS games is how they played after the game happened.
Yeah.
Not like what we expect going in, because we know what's going to happen. The Big Ten team is going to win.
They should.
And they're going to win convincingly. And if they don't, then we have real problems.
Yep. Exactly. So, yeah, so sorry if anybody feels like they were getting shorted on a breakdown, but, we're going to do what we can and give you kind of an explanation of what our expectations are, I guess, of you against this kind of caliber of opponent, and where we want to see improvement. But that's kind of going to be it, But other games, obviously, we will be digging a little bit further into. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. First up, we have on Friday, September 12th, the 2-0 Indiana State Sycamores at the number 22 2-0 Indiana Hoosiers. This is a 5:30 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. There is no line, as the Indiana Sycamores are an FCS team. And not only are they an FCS team, they are one of the worst FCS teams around. They're bad.
Yeah.
They're really, really bad. I think Indiana's going to score 70 points and if they don't, I don't that's because Cignetti doesn't really call off the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really his style.
Yeah.
He just keeps scoring, which I respect.
Yeah. That's what you should do.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Absolutely. But yeah, I think it's going to be a long day for the Sycamores in this paycheck game. I don't know what to say except for I want to see Fernando Mendoza maybe play a little better and just show a little more command of the offense.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been bad by any means. He hasn't been bad, but I think that there's another level he can ascend to playmaking wise. And I want to see him continue to develop in that direction.
I agree. No, I that's what, you want to see that. I know some Indiana Hoosier fans are a little underwhelmed with his performance so far. And I think they want to see a complete performance. And even though it is a lesser opponent, you just don't want to see any hiccups, or mental gaps anywhere. So, yeah.
I also wonder if Roman Hemby's fighting for his job a little bit, because Lee Beebe has Roman Hemby's averaging 5.5 yards a carry, which is good. Lee Beebe is averaging 7.5 yards a carry on fewer carries.
Oof. Yeah.
So, maybe that's just, and it's not in the long run. It's not like there's a long run distorting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think Roman Hemby is still going to play, but I do wonder if, Beebe is making a move to potentially be considered, a starter or a co-starter or, something like that. At least earning some carries going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I was expecting to see a little bit more of Hemby as well, but that's how it goes sometimes, I guess, He was at Maryland.
You're not playing anybody tough. You're playing a lot of guys.
That's true.
We'll know the truth. We'll see who gets all the reps against Illinois, and then we'll know how Cignetti really sees his backfield.
Yeah, that's fair.
And what he thinks of those guys.
For
but
sure.
yeah, man, Indiana State's bad. I mean, they're bad.
They should. Yeah, Hoosiers should roll.
Hoosiers should roll. I got you scoring about 70 points.
Yep, sounds good.
And then next week we'll find out what's up against Illinois.
Yep.
Yeah, right on.
I'm with you.
All right, our late night Friday game. We have the 1-1 New Mexico Lobos traveling to the coast to play the 0-2 UCLA Bruins. This is a 9 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is UCLA by -15.5. If last week was a must-win for UCLA, this week is if you don't win, I don't even know what to say anymore for UCLA. Because there aren't a lot of winnable games on that schedule right now, the way they're playing.
Nope.
And at 0-2, man. But I said it the whole offseason. I said that going to UNLV was a mistake and playing Utah was a mistake. It was a mistake. They could have played 2-0 teams. They could be 2-0 and feeling good about themselves. Instead, they're already in danger of being out of bowl contention, depending on how the next few weeks go.
I mean, look, we saw what New Mexico did with Michigan, and I think, this week...
They weren't terrible.
They were terrible. But like...
but it wasn't like so... It wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
No.
I guess.
Yeah, well, but then this last week, the Lobos played the Idaho State Bengals, who are 0-3 and won 32-22. And until the fourth quarter, it was pretty tight.
Right.
So, this isn't a great squad that UCLA is playing, but they do seem to have a pretty decent run game with Scotty Humphrey, who had 18 carries for 141 yards and 2 TDs last week. But we really got to see UCLA jump up here. If this is even a close game, it's going to be scary. This
can't be close. This needs to be over at like halftime.
Yeah. So
because UCLA needs to, they've got a lot to figure out.
Yep.
And they better figure it out, because next week they go to Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to beat Northwestern, man.
Yeah.
And the way you beat Northwestern is to get on track today and start playing a little better.
Yep.
Because if they don't beat Northwestern, they may not win a game all year.
Yep.
They got Northwestern and Maryland right now are the games that look winnable to me for UCLA on the schedule. So, I mean, maybe they could improve. They could improve. Teams get better.
Yep.
But they got to get a lot better.
Yep. They really got to buy in, man. And figure it out this week for sure, or else it's never going to happen.
Nico needs to be a leader, and we'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to rally guys and be like, "Hey, the season's not over. We got to keep playing. We gotta go try to win something."
Yep.
So exactly. All right. Moving on to the rest of the games will be played on Saturday, September 13th. We have the number 4 2-0 Oregon Ducks going to play the 1-1 Northwestern Wildcats. This is the 11 a.m. game on Fox, or also known as Big Noon Kickoff. The line is Oregon by 27.5. Cam Porter, the focal point of the Northwestern offense, their best running back, is once again injured and out for the year.
Yeah. That
really sucks.
I mean, for his whole career, man, I feel bad for this guy. It's just been one thing after another.
He's been snake bit. He really has.
Yeah.
And he was playing well this year too.
Oh yeah, I mean, he looked a lot like he did when he first showed up on the scene. He looked dangerous when he first showed up years ago, and he looked like he was going to be finally back this year. And it's just such a shame, man. When you see this happen with some of these players, so it's too bad.
It's terrible, and Northwestern does not exactly have a deep backfield.
No.
So it's like, it's just a thing where they really couldn't afford that hit. They needed Cam Porter.
Mm-hmm.
They needed him. So now somebody else has to step up and figure out how to contribute and take that over. And that's, I don't know if that's Komalafe or if it's Joseph Hyman or what, but like one of those guys needs to play better.
Yeah, I mean, Hyman's got the high-end speed, but he doesn't have any wiggle, and he goes down too easy. So
he does go down way too easily.
Yeah. So, I want to see if Komalafe can step up and be that guy. But yeah, it's a big hit to that offense, which already, yes, Preston Stone looked a lot better last week. And
Yes.
hopefully they can continue to build on that, but they need to have that balanced offense to some degree.
I mean, I don't think they're going to build on it against Oregon, man.
No.
I don't think they're going to be able to block Oregon.
There is that.
If you can't block Oregon, I think Preston Stone's running for his life. And I think they're going to double team Griffin Wilde and say, hey, can anybody else beat us?
Yep.
And right now, the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
Wilde has 158 yards and 11 catches for the season. The next best is 4 for 73.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the next one's a running back and Joseph Hyman. And the next one's a tight end.
Yeah.
So these wide receivers, man, they need somebody besides Griffin Wilde to become a threat so that Griffin Wilde can continue making plays. Because I'm just afraid that Oregon's going to take him away and say, okay, we're going to stop the run and we're going to bracket Griffin Wilde and we're going to dare you to throw it to anybody else.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to go great for the Cats, to be honest.
I don't think so either. I mean, I'm hoping to see their defense put up a fight, at least in the first half. But I don't think they're going to be able to hold out for very long. Oregon's just too good. And
DeCorian Moore, man, he's better than expected.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I thought there would be more of a learning curve for him. There hasn't been. He's in, he looks like a junior out there, not a freshman.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's impressive. Yeah, man, Oregon. You could make an argument right now that Oregon is the second best team in the country.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you can make a strong argument just based on how they're playing. So, yeah, man, it's not going to be great. I don't think it'll be. I think it's Oregon 42 or no 41. I've got Oregon 41, Northwestern 13.
Okay. I've got Oregon 45, Northwestern 10.
Okay. So we're seeing very similar games here.
Yeah.
But hey, Northwestern, this is your chance. It's your chance to show what's up.
Yep.
Do you think they wake up and think, God, I wish we still had Pat Fitzgerald sometimes?
I think there's definitely some fans who do. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, the fans.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I probably would be. I'd be considering and thinking about that. But
yeah, it's tough because they didn't prove he knew about the hazing, but people got away with the hazing when he was there. So it is his responsibility. But man, I don't think Northwestern would be in this bad a shape if it was Fitz in charge still. I just don't think David Braun is a program. He did really well when he had a team that was already ready-made to coach.
Yes.
But he hasn't been able to make the right staff hires and bring in the right players to make it work.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
All right. Next up, we have the 2-0 Wisconsin Badgers head to Tuscaloosa to take on the number 19 ranked 1-1 Alabama Crimson Tide. This is an 11 a.m. game on ABC. And just so you know, people, when we say time, if you're new to the pod, we use Central Time. That's God's time.
Damn
and
right.
The line is Alabama by 20.5. Billy Edwards just came out, not going to play.
Yep.
So it's going to be Danny O'Neal. And, he was good last week.
I mean, we talked about it on the review, but and I'll stand by this once again here. I feel better about Danny O'Neal than I would if Billy Edwards Jr. were going in here. Now, I feel bad for Billy. I think it's obviously you and I both hate injuries no matter who it is. Yes, Wisconsin is our rival, but we hate injuries no matter what. No matter, we feel bad for the players.
We want to beat Wisconsin because we're better than them, not because people are hurt.
Yeah, well, and you just, and just for the sake of, the players as a person, and you want them to be able to play. But Danny O'Neal, to me, at this point, has impressed me so far on the field more than Billy did at all last year. And
he's completing
not to say
76% of his passes.
Yeah, I mean, and plus he's got the legs. He's more mobile. I think he's just more of an overall threat. Now, Billy Edwards Jr., yes, when he's on and he's accurate, he can look really, really good at times, but he was never consistent. And we'll see if Danny O'Neal can be consistent. But right now, I would be leaning, if I had to pick, if Billy Edwards Jr. was available. If I had to pick, I'd still be leaning towards Danny O'Neal right now.
I mean, Danny O'Neal has a big opportunity here. If he comes out and plays well on Saturday, it's his job, I think.
It has to be.
I don't
Yeah.
think Edwards did enough to cement himself before getting injured. And I don't think he has the track record where you just trust him,
Yep.
you know? So I think it's wide open. And I think, yeah, Danny O'Neal has a chance if he balls out. The problem is that Alabama, I know they looked bad against Florida State, man. I know they did. They did look bad against Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
They're still wildly talented.
Absolutely.
They still recruit at a top 3 level perennially.
Yeah.
In college football, right behind Georgia and Ohio State for talent composite is it's like Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama. That's the list. That's the list. Everyone else, there's like a little drop off in recruiting into where they are. Maybe Texas is in there now.
Yeah.
But those 3 schools kind of outpace everybody else. So it's always hard to play the Tide because they're always a wildly talented football team.
Yep.
Ty Simpson played a lot better last week.
Yes, he did.
A lot better. Let's see, what was he? He was 17 for 17. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And I know they weren't playing anybody with a pulse or anything.
Yeah.
But my question is, who has the better running game between Alabama and Wisconsin? Because neither team has been lighting it up on the ground so far.
Yeah.
You haven't seen them run at will the way you expect a Wisconsin, the way you expect an Alabama to be. So I feel like a big part of Saturday is going to be, who can run the ball.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Ty Simpson is that great. I mean, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good, but I don't think I think he's just an average kind of quarterback. I think he's the least talented Alabama quarterback since Greg McElroy.
Yep.
But they won a championship with Greg McElroy because everybody else was good enough. Now, I don't think this is a championship Alabama Crimson Tide team. If they were, I don't think they would have gotten run off the field by Florida State the way they did. But that was week 1. Teams get a lot better. And Alabama, like Ohio State, is a team that can be sluggish. And then when they click, when it all comes together, then they're terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just wonder, Kalen DeBoer is feeling a lot of pressure right now on his job. He can't have this be a close game.
No.
Like, for Kalen DeBoer to keep to be comfortable in his job, he needs to either cover the spread or come close. And I don't. Do you think Wisconsin's going to be able to run the ball against Alabama? I mean, Florida State could, but they have a mobile quarterback.
I mean, I think that there's a possibility here. I think they might be able to for at least a half. I think, if you mix in some, because like I said, Danny O'Neal has some ability to run the ball as well and be a threat on the ground. I think it's possible to be effective. I just don't know for how long. That's the thing. And likewise, to be honest, like with Alabama in their run game, I think they might be able to be effective, but that defensive line for Wisconsin is a lot better.
They're really
and a lot faster. Yeah. So I think that it's going to be tough for both teams to consistently run the ball. And I think it's going to be, in the who comes through, over the top and who's able to throw the ball the best. Or if they can establish that run game and keep it going, it's going to be a battle of wills, I think, and who is going to be able to outlast the other. And I think it could look close at the half. But yeah, does the talent advantage kick in the second half with Alabama, or does Wisconsin really find a way to just outsmart them and have Luke Fickell really outcoach Kalen DeBoer?
I mean, that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to take. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's closer than the spread, but I don't think this game is ever really in doubt. I've got the Alabama Crimson Tide 31, the Wisconsin Badgers 20.
Okay.
I think it's close at half. I think at some point there's a turnover or an explosive pass play or something that Alabama has to kind of get the lead, and then they lean on the run game and whatnot. But it's not a sure thing like it was. I mean, when we talked about this game before the season, we would have said Alabama by 40.
Yeah. No.
So Alabama has shown themselves vulnerable. Can Wisconsin take advantage of that vulnerability?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot closer as well. I mean, I have Alabama winning, but I think there's going to be a point in time in the game where even when Alabama is ahead, there's going to be some doubt and some fear going on in Tuscaloosa about where at bare minimum of where this program is at. If a team like Wisconsin that was, a 5-7 squad last year is now giving them a hard time and keeping things competitive, I think that's going to be a major concern.
Yeah.
But this also, for me, even if with a loss from Wisconsin, if Luke Fickell can make this and keep this competitive, this is going to look good on him. Either way, even if they lose, I think if he
Oh
can,
yeah, there's not really any downside for Wisconsin in this game other than they're probably going to lose. But
yeah,
like
unless they get blown out,
perception wise,
yeah, unless
unless
they
they're
get
just
blown
not
out,
competitive at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
if they're not competitive at all, that's it. But if he can keep it competitive and look good as they can be,
something
against
they
a
could
more
build on for
talented team,
sure.
yeah. So, yeah, I have I right now I have Alabama winning 35 to Wisconsin 24.
You think Wisconsin's going to score points? We
I
both do.
I
So
do.
yeah,
I just don't
yeah,
think I don't think this Alabama defense is fantastic either. I just don't. I think it has holes. Let's put it that way. And I think they
yeah.
can be exposed. And I think if Danny O'Neil can keep up that momentum and keep throwing as well as he was, and if they can establish that run game, I think it's possible. I do. So
The thing that
I'm
makes me hopeful for the Wisconsin, not that I'm going to cheer for Wisconsin, I will be cheering Roll Tide come 11 a.m. on Saturday. Like, believe that.
yeah.
But the thing that Wisconsin, the hope they have is that how dialed in is Alabama? Because there's a
Yeah.
clip of the end of the game when Florida State's kneeling it out, and it looks like two Alabama players are laughing.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's real or if that's just the angle and whatever, and I'm not going to get into it. But if that's the case,
Yeah.
I mean, if you did that on Nick Saban team, he would have punted you into the sun and you would have never played again. He would have just
Yep.
cut your scholarship on the spot.
Yep.
DeBoer's he's got to rally his guys and get them to lock in.
Yep. Yeah. This is more going to be about coaching than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. All right. Next up, we have the 1-1 Central Michigan Chippewas going to Ann Arbor to play the 1-1 number 23 ranked Michigan Wolverines. This is an 11 a.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is Michigan by 27.5. Why is Michigan ranked? Do they deserve to be ranked? I mean, I can say the same thing about half a dozen SEC teams. So I'm not trying to pick on Michigan.
That is true.
But what did they? I mean, Bryce Underwood went 9 for 24 last week.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, oh, he looks promising. I was like, he does. Where are the receivers? He went 9 for 24.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I don't think Michigan deserves to be ranked right now, but at the same time, Dan Lefevre is not walking through that door for Central Michigan.
No.
And
you love Dan Lefevre, man.
I loved Dan Lefevre, man. I love anytime Central Michigan comes up, I will mention Dan Lefevre. I will work in a reference. He wasn't just a football player, he was a folk hero. He really was. But yeah, they don't have anybody like that.
Yeah.
I think Michigan can name their score here.
Yeah.
I think that the key is, but you can't just run the ball for 400 yards. You have to develop the passing game a little this week.
Well,
you have to show you can be better than you were against Oklahoma.
And look, I do think Bryce Underwood is going to be really, really good. I do think he is. But again, like with these it's interesting how like Michigan and Penn State have like all of a sudden, almost at the same time, lacked the ability to develop wide receivers.
Isn't it weird?
It's very strange.
Dude, Georgia too.
Yeah.
Look at the way they recruit. And they can't develop their own wide receivers, and Penn State and Michigan can't develop their own wide receivers. And man, sometimes I'm really glad that our head coach is a wide receivers coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we do really well in wide receiver evals comparatively to a lot of schools that recruit even at a higher level than we do.
Yep.
You got to know what plays and what doesn't. And, just because I think it's approved, just because you got the fastest, springiest guys, tallest guys, doesn't mean they can play.
Yep.
You got to get the guys who can play the best too.
Exactly.
And right now, man, on that Michigan offense, who's the receiver who scares you?
I mean, I can't tell you right now. Honestly,
I'm
I
not
can't.
scared of Samaj Morgan. I'm not scared of Donovan McCulley.
No, not
I'm
now.
not. Those guys haven't shown the ability to really hurt you.
Yep.
Michigan has to do better at receiver. Like Bryce Underwood, there's going to be bumps. He's a true freshman.
Yeah.
But they need to be better at receiver.
Yep.
And I don't know who it is. I don't know who potentially steps up. Yeah, if it's McCulley, if it's Morgan, if it's Goodwin, Bell, I don't know. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is right now, Donovan McCulley has 7 catches for 122 yards in 2 games, and that's not good enough for your top receiver.
Nope.
It's not good enough.
And this is an opportunity to really try to get, hopefully bring somebody up to the top and show that you can have these guys. I know it's Central Michigan, but like you got to show that you can throw the ball all around and see who that top receiver is going to be. And really, because we know you're going to run the ball. We know you can run the ball, Michigan. Yeah. Show us that you can throw consistently.
Yeah, but running the ball you're not going to get to the playoff on running the ball alone.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, and Michigan, let's be real. They managed what did they end up with 13 points last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 13 points only. Not great.
No.
They got to do better. So I think this is a get right game for Michigan.
Agreed.
For sure. I think I've got Michigan like 38, Central Michigan 3.
Okay. I've got Michigan 42 to Central Michigan 6.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. All right, next up, we have back to the FCS ranks. We have 1-1 Houston Christian going to Lincoln to take on the 2-0 Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's an 11 a.m. game on FS1, and again, it's an FCS team, so there is no line. Nebraska put up 68 points last week on Akron. The Zips aren't good, but like good for them for doing it. Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be a similar game.
Yep.
I don't know much. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think what we're going to learn a lot is next week when Michigan and Nebraska play.
Yes.
That's going to be an interesting game.
I agree. Yeah.
Because we're going to find out about both teams. Nebraska thinks they're a playoff team. Nebraska, if you're a playoff team, then you get to host Michigan. You should win.
Yeah.
You should win. This isn't a great Michigan team. They don't have a passing offense to speak of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if Nebraska is as improved as they think they are, they should beat Michigan and get to 4-0.
Yep. I think with this, again, this is just another opportunity, just like it was for Minnesota last week and other teams as well. Like you get your depth practice, you get them experience as much as you can, because you're going to need it against Michigan. Even if this isn't a fantastic Michigan team, you're going to need that.
Yeah.
And really solidify that run game. Get your defense and everybody you possibly can in that game that to gain that experience. And it's also going to serve you obviously throughout the rest of the season. But I think that's what I would do with this kind of game. There's just no other reason to beat it, drive anybody into the ground, get your starters out as soon as you can, and see what you got.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think the Huskers will roll. I'm really curious that Michigan game. It's going to be a team that needs to pass the ball against a team that needs to run the ball.
Yep.
Because Nebraska hasn't totally figured out the running game yet, and Michigan has absolutely not figured out the passing game.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting when we get there. But, of course, that'll be a different pod. Yep. That'll be next week's preview pod. All right, next up, we have 2-0 Towson at 2-0 at the Maryland Terrapins. This is an 11 a.m. game on Peacock. There's no line as Towson is an FCS team, and I forgot what they're called. They are the Tigers.
The Tigers.
Original, yes. Towson. Original.
Yes.
If you're a small school, you have to have like a unique mascot. I truly believe that you have to have a unique mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just be a wildcat or a tiger or a bear or something.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
They played the Morgan State Bears last week. Funny enough that you say that. So Tigers and Bears, oh my, here we go. That's
Seriously, dude.
and they only beat the Morgan State Bears 27-22. So it was not great. Their quarterback Andrew Indorf was 18 out for 23 for 186 yards, 1 TD. Their run game was not fantastic. They only ran for 63 yards, and so it's just their defense, might be okay, but again, this is just a talent advantage. Maryland should and better absolutely destroy Towson.
Yeah, Maryland's gonna shell them.
Yeah,
it's gonna be over at half.
Yeah,
Maryland's gonna get to 3-0, John.
Yeah,
3-0 going
Again.
into that Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Wisconsin beats Maryland, but I don't know for sure.
Yep.
We'll see what Wisconsin looks like against Alabama first, and then I'll have a better feel for how I think they're going to do against Maryland.
Yeah. Well, you'll have two coaches that are, maybe not necessarily be coaching for their jobs, but darn near close.
Yeah, no, it's true. Two coaches with significant pressure on them in
Yep.
Luke Fickell and Mike Locksley. That's going to be fascinating. You can tell it's FCS week because all we can talk about are other games.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the 1-0 Villanova Wildcats at the number 2 Penn State Nittany Lions. This is a 2:30 p.m. game on FS1. Again, there's no line because Villanova is an FCS team. John, this would be a really competitive game in basketball.
Yes.
But this is football. And it's not going to be competitive.
No.
And I want to see Drew Aller hit a couple shots downfield.
Yep.
I want to see him prove that he can open it up, take the top off. He's got these fancy, 3 transfer receivers. I want to see them do that a little bit this week and not get off to a sluggish start like they did against Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be like, hey, we're a national title contender.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, if you're a national title contender, you should do unholy things to Villanova.
Yep.
On Saturday. It should be like 55-0. And that's only 55 because you called off the dogs kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And I want to see it, just like you said, I want to see a fast start. I want you to be taking shots down the field right off the bat.
Yes.
Don't ease your way into it. Just start going, airing out the ball, man.
No, show you can do it. Show us you're a national title contender.
Yep.
We want to see it. Or else, I know Penn State's ranked number 2 right now. Oregon should be ranked higher than Penn State right now, the way they're playing.
I agree. I do.
So Penn State needs to show it this week. Show they deserve the ranking they have.
Yep.
I think they will, but they have to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have the 2-0 USC Trojans going to West Lafayette to take on the 2-0 Purdue Boilermakers. This is a 2:30 p.m. game on CBS. Cue the horns. The line is USC minus 20.5. Purdue's 2-0, man.
Yeah.
They look better. They clearly are a more coherent team than they were last year. Yeah. They're playing actual defense on a somewhat regular basis. Ryan Brown looks pretty good at quarterback.
Yeah, he's not bad. Not bad.
He's completing 61% of his passes. Or no, let's see. No, that's for 2025. No, 65% of his passes, almost 10 yards an attempt, 4 TDs to just 1 pick. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty solid.
And I know it was close for a while against Southern Illinois last week, but they pulled away.
Yeah.
They pulled away when they needed to. This is all to say that USC has the best receivers outside of Ohio State, and this is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Bloodbath. I mean, I think the Trojans are going to go nuclear on Purdue because USC wants to be ranked in the top 25. And frankly, they probably should be.
At this point, yeah, I would put them in top 25 over, especially like we talked about with the SEC teams that shouldn't be there. And I think USC deserves it more than a number of those.
The SEC teams and Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
You're 1-1. You don't deserve to be ranked.
Yep.
Like there are plenty of 2-0 teams that deserve to be ranked.
Agreed.
You play that tough out of conference game, you're banking. You should either be going up in the polls or down, and like down and out.
Yep.
Because until you win 4 games and then you're 4-1, and then we can talk about ranking you again.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Totally
I hate the way people hold on to preseason ideas of teams in the
Mm-hmm.
early going. And yeah, Michigan, I'm not saying Michigan won't be a ranked team when all is said and done.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they don't deserve to be ranked right now.
Agreed. Yep.
That's all I'm saying. But
Yep.
but USC's look good, man. It kills me to say this, but our old pal Jaden Mayava has been very good. 707 passing yards so far. I mean, the man is completing 74% of his passes. You know,
Good.
For for a crazy 16.8 yards average. I mean, yeah, man. USC is doing the USC thing. Lincoln Riley's doing the Lincoln Riley thing. He is beating up on teams badly that he's better than. Can he do it again this weekend? I still want to see USC actually run the ball more with Wayman Jordan.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a special player. But yeah, man, I think this might be close for like a half, quarter and a half, 2 quarters. But I think USC is too much for where Purdue is at.
Yeah, I agree. I think, even if it wasn't a full half, I think it's going to be the talent advantage. I think USC just in general is on a roll. Their momentum is just really strong right now. They will run into far better competition, sooner than later. But right now, I just don't think Purdue's that team. They're much more competent than the teams they've played previously. But
yeah,
I think they should still be able to roll pretty easily over the Boilermakers.
At 2-0, though, the Purdue crowd will be good. It'll be a good crowd.
Oh yeah,
and Purdue brings it when they're winning.
They'll show
up
when
they're okay. When they're competitive, their fans show up in a big way.
Yeah.
So, which surprised me when I went there in 2019 when I saw the game there. I was surprised at how much noise they made and how full the stadium was. And Ross 8 is a dump, man. I mean, that there was they had a literal giant garbage receptacle pushed up against the stadium. And if that's not a metaphor for Purdue being trash, I don't know what is.
Oh.
So I hope Barry Odom fixed that at least by now.
Well, they can
get this out of here.
Yeah. Hopefully Purdue and eventually can update all that stuff for the sake of not only them but the Big Ten, just the image that we put out there. So
yeah, I mean, I hope Purdue is competitive in this game. I think USC is too fast right now and athletic for Purdue to hang with.
Yeah, I agree.
But Purdue's showing progress. I think they're going to get somebody this year. I don't know who.
Yep.
Might even be us. Hope not. It's homecoming. That'd be rough.
Yep.
But they're going to get somebody this year. So good for Barry Odom. But I think this is a Lincoln Riley special game.
Agreed.
All right. Next up, we have 1-1 Norfolk State going to Piscataway to take on the 2-0 Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I just realized Norfolk State, I don't know what their mascot is. They are the Spartans. Really original.
Yep.
Some of these small schools, man, what were they even doing?
Well, and here's what's funny.
We cheer for a big school, and we even were smart enough to have a unique mascot. But
well, they played the Trojans last week, the Virginia State Trojans, which again, also very original. So yeah, man, this is not going to be a competitive game. The Norfolk State Spartans barely beat the Virginia State Trojans last week, 34-31.
Yeah.
They're going to get, they should get ran off the field by this Rutgers team. So it shouldn't be competitive at all.
No, yeah, they're for sure getting run off the field.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. So
I don't know what else to say.
Good for you, Rutgers. Rutgers going to be 3-0.
Yeah.
Good for Rutgers.
It really should be. I don't think it should be competitive at all. What I do want to see, I guess, is I want to see the run game really take off.
Because it hasn't yet.
It shouldn't. Yeah. I want to see Raymond. I want to see 2 running backs get, I want to see Raymond get over 100 yards. I want to see your other back get at least 100 or darn near close and just totally dominate at the line of scrimmage. That's what I want to see. We know Ethan can throw the ball. We know Ian Strong is a dude.
He is.
Let's see that run game, be established and find that level of success.
Yeah, I think that's really important for Rutgers because this is kind of the season gets really real after this for Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
They go their next 4 games. All right, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Host Iowa, at Minnesota, at Washington, host Oregon.
Yeah.
So Rutgers needs to feel good about themselves coming out of this week.
Yeah.
Because right now they're not going to be favored in any of those games, including Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be favored against. I don't think they're going to be favored against Iowa, even as much as they've struggled.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Rutgers, this is a big game. Get yourself right. Get everyone. Work on your depth. Work on your timing. On in the run game, and get ready because things are about to get real.
Yep.
It's so exciting that next week. I mean, this week will be fun too, but that next week is conference play.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not wishing away this week because we've got some more games to talk about, and some of them are actually pretty good that we have left.
Yeah.
All right. We have this one is not, though. The 2-0 Youngstown State Penguins going to East Lansing to take on the 2-0 Michigan State Spartans. It's a 2:30 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. There's no line because Youngstown State is an FCS team. Youngstown State 2-0. Good for them. I lost track of them when they fired Bo Pelini.
Yeah.
Like that was the last time I was like, oh yeah, Youngstown State. That's the thing. I genuinely don't even know who their coach is right now.
I'm not sure either, but I will say this. They have a quarterback who broke records last week.
Yes.
For throwing, he threw for 122 yards, but ran on 10 carries for 264 yards with a 26.4 yard average and ran in for 4 touchdowns and also threw for a touchdown. But
whoa,
with the longest run for 78 yards.
Man, if you can make it 78 yards, I don't care who you're playing. If you can make it 78 yards without someone catching you and bringing you to the ground,
he can boogie. So
okay, Youngstown State, Doug Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Phillips is their coach. Anyway, thought I should at least call that out. So, Doug, good for you. Good way to get to 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck again in the Missouri Valley Conference this year. That's a tough conference. That's the toughest conference in, FCS.
Yeah.
They got to play the NDSUs and the South Dakota States of the world and stuff. So, yeah, Sparty has got to play a little better. Like, they should shut Youngstown State out.
They should.
Because their defense did not play great against Boston College.
Yeah.
Like, the Joe Rossi defense needs to step up and be a Joe Rossi defense.
Well, they're going to have to contain this Bo Brungard guy, or Brungard, however, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but
yeah,
he can move. I'm not saying that they should have a major problem with it. They should be able to do that, but he's going to be some kind of threat. And if Sparty doesn't contain him, he could cause some kind of damage. I don't think they're still going to lose. I wouldn't ever say that they're going to be a threat to win, that Youngstown State is going to be a threat to win this game, but you can't have a guy like this run all over your defense and make you look bad, Joe Rossi.
And historically, Joe Rossi is good at containing mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He's good at saying, we're not going to rush the passer as much. We're just going to stay in our lanes and make sure the quarterback doesn't take off and kill us.
Yeah.
Sometimes that means we don't get enough pass rush.
Yep.
But this week, I don't think the pass rush is going to be as important as it is just making sure he doesn't get loose.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up, we have the 1-1 Ohio Bobcats at the 2-0 number 1 ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. This is a 6 p.m. game on Peacock. The spread is Ohio State by 30.5. Look, Ohio's been really good this year.
Yeah.
They beat West Virginia last week. And John, they damn near beat Rutgers.
Yeah.
If that game, they only lost by 3 points. If they had beaten Rutgers, then it would be them in South Florida fighting it out. Like, it would be an actual MAC team fighting it out to be the group of 5 representative in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how big that win would have been if Ohio could have pulled it off against Rutgers.
Yeah.
But that said, beating West Virginia, really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They're an extremely well-coached team. It's a really established program. They are perennially tough. They're located right in Ohio, where they can recruit really well and get all the guys who weren't good enough to go and play in the Big Ten, but are still really good football players. I mean, I have a lot of good things to say about the Ohio Bobcats. That said, they can't cover Ohio State.
No.
They can't stay with Jeremiah Smith without tackling him every play.
No.
Or Carnell Tate or Max Clare or Or dude, is this the game? Here's my question. Is this the game when Bo Jackson takes over and becomes the starting running back for Ohio State? John froze. All right. John, are you there? All right. I guess I will keep talking about. Oh, you're here?
I'm back. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah,
I couldn't tell either. It looked like you were about to talk in your frozen state.
You were just last I heard was here's my question, and then you froze.
Oh, okay.
To me, yeah, which I mean we both froze, I guess. But yeah,
that happens.
So what was your question?
That's a good question. What was my question?
Were you talking about? Were you going to talk about the run game? Because I wanted to know about Ohio State's run game.
Yeah, I was going to wonder if Bo Jackson is going to be the starting running back. Is he going to take over and come out of this game as their starter?
Yeah,
because the guys in front of him don't look like Ohio State running backs usually look so far, at least.
Yeah.
Agreed. So, but he does. So I wonder if he doesn't take that job sooner than later.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be watching for. And of course, Ohio State's going to roll here.
Yeah, they will.
This is going to be like 45-10 or something. Yeah. Or actually, I don't know. Ohio might not score 10 points. That Ohio State defense looks ridiculous.
It is. Yeah. I think so too. I mean, if they sneak a touchdown in there somehow, I don't see it happening, but I maybe a couple field goals.
Yeah. I could see them getting up by enough that they put in their backups and their backups give up a touchdown.
Yep. Yeah. Possible.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the 0-2 Western Michigan Broncos going to Champaign to take on the number 9 ranked Illinois Illini. This is a 6 p.m. game on FS1. The line is Illinois by 27.5. Just like Dan Lefevre was not going to walk through the door for Central Michigan, PJ Fleck isn't walking through that door for Western Michigan. He's not. It's not happening. So I think Illinois can pretty much name their score here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be competitive. I think Illinois is going to be bullying them up front the entire game. I expect them to run the ball and to soften them up and then just start throwing all over them in the second half and taking it to them.
Yeah, and I expect them to be really vanilla this week.
Yep.
They had to show some stuff against Duke. They're not going to want to show a lot before they play Indiana next week.
Yep.
So I think Illinois is going to cover the spread, but I don't think it's going to happen right away.
Yeah.
I think something like 41-6.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Right on. All right, next up, we have the worst team in the FBS, the 0-2 UMass Minutemen, going to Iowa City to take on the 1-1 Iowa Hawkeyes. This is a 6:30 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is Iowa by 35.5. Iowa lost the Cy-Hawk last week, and I think they're going to come out pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to be angry. I think they're going to take it out on UMass. I think UMass is going to struggle to move the ball. I'm not sure they get enough. If I put my hand up, I'm not sure if I said, okay, every time UMass gets a first down, I'm going to put a finger down.
Yeah.
I might have my hand up this whole game.
Yeah.
It might be the whole game.
Yeah.
They might get 2 first downs.
Yeah.
So this is, Iowa's got to work on their passing game before the game gets out of hand.
Well, and I think they can in this game because the Bryant University Bulldogs threw for 318 yards against this UMass Minutemen secondary. So, yeah, I think if you're going to want to get your pass game going, this is where you're going to have to do it and get those other receivers out there. Find your actual targets and not just throwing it over the middle to a tight end. It has to be. I want to see your receivers get in play.
Yes. Has to. And especially now, Iowa, we should mention Addison Estrenga out for the year.
That's, yeah.
He's their best tight end.
Yep.
Probably their best receiving threat.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurts. They really need Reese Van Der Zee to get healthy.
Yeah, they do.
They need him to get healthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because this schedule, they're not going to need them to beat UMass, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But next week, they got to go to Piscataway on a Friday night to play Rutgers.
Yeah.
That's not an easy game.
No.
So, if they don't have their pass game going, they could lose at Rutgers.
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, I think it's.
And then they have Indiana, and then a rivalry game against Wisconsin, and then Penn State, and then Minnesota, and then Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, Iowa, they have to not just win this game, they have to show that they can have a functional passing offense. Because they're not going to beat any of those teams unless they have a functional passing offense, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they don't have a Caleb Johnson to bail them out. You know, they don't have that transcendent Sean Green, Caleb Johnson level running back this year.
Yep.
They have a good running game and a good offensive line, but they need to be able to throw, to play. What is it? Kirk says he wants to play complementary football. Well, the compliments have to go both ways.
Yep. 100%.
It can't just be the offense telling the defense what a good job they're doing. At a certain point, the offense needs to pick up their end of the bargain as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah. So we got to see.
This one will be over by half, though.
I think so too. You know, and we just got to see. Like, we want to see Gronowski throw the ball, but like it's got to look good. He's got to look good doing it.
And he's got to get the ball out faster.
Yeah.
You know, you get out there, you get back there, you got to go read out.
And I'm talking about
1,
down the field.
2, 3, and get that ball out.
Yeah. I don't want to see
he's
just
holding it too long, and he's looking around and like, no, dude.
Yeah.
You check your receiver. Is he open? You throw it. If he's not open, you go to your second receiver. If he's open, you throw it. If he's not open, you check down and hit your running back or tight end or whatever.
Well, I don't want to see a bunch of
You don't have time.
Yeah.
You don't have time to struggle through your reads the way he's been struggling through his reads.
Yeah. I want to see him
UMass is slower, so like he should have time. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, and I don't want to see a bunch of like, sure, if he has, you know, a great completion percentage because he's just throwing a bunch of check downs to the tight end or the running backs or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see this down the field. They have to throw it downfield.
Yes.
In my opinion. And if you can't against this team, then, you know, it's going to be, you know, I still expect a win and convincing win, but I'd still be really, really, really nervous. So, yeah.
All right, John, we have saved the best for last, but only because it's the last one of the day by time-wise. But it is probably the best game of the day in the Big Ten. We have the 2-0 Minnesota Golden Gophers going to Berkeley to take on the 2-0 Cal Golden Bears. John, it's the battle of the golden animals. Who is gold? Who gets to be gold? They're having a gold out.
Yeah.
For this game. They're having a gold out, which is a little weird because they're playing us. You'd think they would have had a blue out, but it's going to be funny. I mean, I assume the Gopher fans will wear maroon knowing that it's a gold out.
Yeah.
But I can just see a Gopher fan like turning like in yellow, turning to high five the guy next to him and then realizing it's a Cal fan.
Yeah. That's probably what they do. Look, they're going to want to troll us. They're really good at trolling.
They're good at trolling. They're not as good at filling a stadium.
Yes. So we'll see about that.
The algorithm got me, though, this week. I put out a poll who was going to win, Minnesota or Cal, and the algorithm found it and spread the poll around.
Oh, yeah. Well, one person found it and quote tweeted it and put them in it, and that was game over. Yeah. Yep.
It was pretty funny. But I'm okay with Cal winning the off the field stuff as long as we win on the field.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the algorithm feeling like they did a good job and had a lot of fun at our expense. That's whatever. That's cool. Good for you.
And some of their stuff is very funny. I got to give them credit for that. So they do. Yeah. But
anyway, this is a 9:30 p.m. game on ESPN. The line is Minnesota by 2.5. Although some books I've seen it move down to 2 or even 1.5. I think so that's interesting to me. Cal, it's all about the quarterback, man. He's a true freshman. Jaron Kiave Sangapulatele.
Nice. I've
been working on that.
You've been practicing.
Yeah. It's a silent N, which is interesting. Like there's an N you say that's not there.
Huh.
But you're supposed to say it.
Okay.
So, but it's like really like, but you're supposed to just barely say it. So instead of Saga Pulatele, it's Sangapulatele.
Nailed it.
Anyway, he's a very good quarterback. He can really sling it around.
Yep.
I think that's the thing about this game. Minnesota has to slow down this Cal passing attack. Sangapulatele is completing 69% of his passes, but for only 7.4 yards per attempt.
Mm-hmm.
So he's completing his passes, but it's a lot of short stuff, It's a lot of getting guys the ball in space and letting them do stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work against a Minnesota defense and a secondary that's as good as the Minnesota secondary is. Yeah. So the question is, can Cal get the running game going with Kendrick Raphael? Because he has been good this year. 160 yards through 2 games, just over 6 yards a carry and a TD. That's not bad.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Pretty solid. Sure. I know they haven't played anybody, and they really haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
Cal. I mean, but I guess, Minnesota hasn't. I mean, I'd say Buffalo's better than either of the teams they played.
Yeah, I mean,
we still haven't played anybody power conference level. This is the first game for each of these teams against a power conference fellow team. So it'll be a faster, more intense game. And this is it, man. This is power conference football. What were you going to say?
Well, no, and both teams definitely want to prove that. They both know that there's been questions about how good they really are. Obviously there was a ton of stuff going on in the offseason with Cal and like losing all the players that they lost. And can they be for real, and be able to put together a team after what
they
happened.
Lost so many guys in the portal.
Yes.
I mean, they had to bring in, what did they bring in? Like 50 new players this year?
Something crazy.
Like something totally insane.
Yeah. So, you hit on this freshman. That's awesome. That's great.
Yes.
You got a solid backup with Devin Brown, I think. But can this, like you said, like have they faced a defense of this caliber? No, they haven't. And Oregon State, sure, is technically, they're a power conference.
No, they're
team.
not. They're not. They used to be. All the power conference level players for Oregon State are gone. They are gone. They are a group of 5. They are fully a group of 5 team.
I guess I should say the perception nationally is that somehow they still are. Now, yes, they? Yeah, they aren't. You're right. So
do you think Oregon State would win the MAC?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Ohio and Buffalo would have beaten Oregon State.
Yeah. And Miami, Ohio.
And Miami, Ohio.
Shot too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is, it's both teams are just going to have to prove, okay, we can play at this level and we can win these games. And I frankly, I think it can be close for about a half, maybe even 3/4. There could be some, scares for both teams here, but I just think Minnesota defensively is what's going to win the game. I just don't think they faced a defense of this caliber anywhere. So
no.
I have confidence in that. I have confidence in our defense. I have confidence in PJ's coaching ability. I think that we'll be able to take out their quarterback out of the game at some point and stop the run enough that it's not going to really be a major factor. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing. Generally, when Big Ten teams play ACC teams, not counting Clemson, not counting Florida State, not counting Miami.
Yeah.
Generally, when Big Ten teams play ACC teams, even Ryan Burns admits this, the Big Ten teams are better on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in the Big Ten. Because if you aren't better on the line of scrimmage, you will get killed.
Yeah.
Does Cal have an Anthony Smith?
No.
Now, I know PJ really likes one of their pass rushers. I want to say, Greg Harbaugh was saying he really likes one of their pass rushers. I want to say number 43, but I don't have a roster in front of me, so I don't actually know.
And I think their best defensive player is out for a half because of targeting last week.
Their star linebacker.
Yes.
So Cal's, like, their run defense has been pretty good, but their secondary has been terrible.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a big Drake Lindsey game, man.
Yeah.
Because with Darius Taylor, probably, like, he might play, but let's be real, folks. He's not going to play.
No.
If I know PJ Flex, like, we've got a Big Ten conference game in 2 weeks. I want to try to win the Big Ten. I need Darius back for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what you're going to get. I think you're going to get running back by committee from Minnesota. And I think, among AJ Turner, Cam Davis, and Femi Ijiboy, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out who the number 2 running back on Minnesota really is going forward.
Yeah.
And if you're the number 2 running back for the Gophers, you're getting probably 15 touches a game. So, like, that's not a bad place to be. I think all those guys have potential. I think all those guys have flashed in practice and in games a little bit. I kind of want it to be AJ Turner because he's so fast.
Yeah.
But, like, we just need somebody to produce. It doesn't have to be the fastest guy. It just has to be somebody who can produce. And, yeah.
I mean, I'd love for it to be AJ Turner as well for that reason, but I have a feeling it's going to be Cam Davis, man. I just do. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Ijiboy like was able to take that step. But Cam Davis to me looked like the most dynamic.
Yeah.
He's shifty. He's fast enough. He can catch the ball. He's got enough power to like.
And he's
guys,
big. He's big.
Yes. So to me, he's more like Darius. And that's what we're kind of built for right now. Now, AJ Turner, yes, he's a burner, but I'm not seeing quite yet for him to have the vision that like Darius has, where I think Cam does, and that's what I want to see. So
vision is so big for a running back, man. When you can have three guys and the least athletic one of them could be the guy with the best vision, and if that's the case, then that's the guy you need to be your running back because they have to be able to see the holes and explode through them. Cal fans are weirdly confident, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of, I think they just don't know anything about our program.
Well, they've been like that all off season too. Like I've had Cal fans randomly come at me about, basically saying that we don't stand a chance. And I'm like, you clearly don't watch. Like you're going off this, just like a lot of people.
No, they're going off when they played us 20 years ago and they were better than we were.
Yeah.
But they don't have Jeff Tedford anymore.
Yep.
They don't have Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch and Javid Best anymore.
No.
None of those guys are coming through that door.
Yep.
They have a true freshman quarterback playing in his first big game. And we have a redshirt freshman quarterback playing in his first big game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be it could come down to turnovers, and who can run the ball better. I think Minnesota is going to be the team that's better at running the ball. Just because I don't think Cal is as good as we are on either line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I agree. I think we'll be able to win from dominating the line of scrimmage defensively. I just don't think that and I think eventually, I think they might be able to stand up against our offense for a little while, for, maybe a half. But I just think we have too many guys. I think the talent advantage is going to be on our side personally.
I think Danny Collins is going to be I agree with you. And I also think Danny Collins is going to do a good job of showing one look pre-snap and then moving to a different look post-snap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hell for young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's hell for young quarterbacks to go through. It's really hard because you read a defense and you're like, okay, the corner is going to be here and the safety is going to be here and the linebacker is going to be here. And then you drop back to pass and none of those things are true. Yeah. None of those guys are where you thought they were going to be.
Yep.
That gets confusing. That gets hard. So whichever team does a better job defensively, because Justin Wilcox is Cal's coach, right? Still,
I think so.
He's a defensive coach too.
Yeah.
So he'll be trying. So it'll be a real chess match, trying to see who's better at messing up the opposing young quarterback. And that's why I think Minnesota is going to, if they can, want to run the ball.
Yeah. And look, they haven't faced a Coy Parrish, a Kerry Brown, a John Nestor, a Zaquan Bryan, Mark Baranowski, a Devin Eastern. Come on. Maverick Baranowski. Like they have none of these guys on that level. And I'm not just trying to just say like Minnesota. Like they haven't
played a tough Big Ten level defense yet.
No.
And
Illinois,
they're about to.
Iowa, whatever, you name it, Wisconsin. Like they have never played a defense on that caliber. So yes, that's the point I'm trying to make. And so I think that their quarterback is very good, but to play 4 quarters against defenses like that, he has not had to do that yet. So yeah.
No, he hasn't. And I also don't think we're going to give up a bunch of running yards.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be stronger than them up front.
Agreed.
So I think it's going to be all on that Frosch quarterback. And he's going to have to really, not saying he can't, he could really ball out and our secondary could have an off day and they could beat us. That's possible.
Yep.
I don't think so though. I think this game is close for 3 quarters. And then I think Minnesota scores in the 4th quarter to make it 10 points. And I think that's the final margin. Yep. So I have the Minnesota Golden Gophers 27, the Cal Golden Bears 17.
Okay. I have the Minnesota Golden Gophers 30, the Cal Golden Bears 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're even more optimistic than I am a little bit.
I think Drake goes off in like the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
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 I think PJ's just like sling it.
Yeah.
Go for it. And that's it.
I think of when Kirk Soraka back in the day against Indiana said to TJ through the headset, is it okay if I go win the game now and then hit a 60-yard touchdown pass?
Yeah.
I wonder if Greg Harbaugh has a, hey, PJ, can we just go score?
Yep.
Like right now. And we're on like the 30-yard line. He's like, let's dial it up and go deep.
Let's end this.
Know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Drake has showed us he can throw the ball 50, 60 yards in the air without a lot of problem.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that, man. 2 dynamic quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a really good game. There's a reason why, not just us, but other podcasts are calling this, the game of the week in the Big Ten.
Yep. Yeah. Should be fun.
Should be a lot of fun as long as we win.
As long as we win. Yes.
If we lose, it's going to be miserable. I just hope it's not like the Fresno State game when we went into double overtime, because that thing damn near gave me a heart attack.
I hate overtime more than anything in any game. Like, I hate overtime.
I forgot to ask you, are you going to watch this game live, or are you going to do the get up at 6 a.m. and watch it the next day?
I'm going to stay up.
You're going to stay up? Wow, John.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, I'm going to hate my life even if we're winning at some point, but like, I will, I'll do it.
I think I'm going to take my Adderall like 2 hours later.
I'm
serious.
Yeah.
Because I just think that if I do that, I'll be more likely. Because the last thing I want to do is fall asleep during the Gopher game.
Yes. No.
I don't even. Yeah. I'm not. I probably can't even sit. I'll probably just have to be standing on my couch, so I'm not tempted to get sleepy.
Well, I don't think you will. When it comes to the Gopher football, you'll stay up for that. That's not.
No, I will. But when I try to watch other games late at night, I do get sleepy and just pass out. I did that on Saturday.
Yeah.
I missed the double overtime end of the Michigan State Boston College game because I fell asleep on the couch.
Well, it happens. I think.
I woke up in the morning and was like, oh man, this was Michigan State almost lost.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody enjoy your weekend of college football.
Yes.
And, this was fun. And you want to find We Live for Saturday, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podcast Addict. You can find us on Twitter at We Live for B1GSat. You can find Mike at Alibaba26. You can find me, John, at Norwegian Gopher. You can also email us, We Live for Saturday, B1G@gmail.com. Please like, follow, subscribe, tweet, retweet, all that good stuff, especially here on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, and especially comment on our YouTube videos. That helps us a lot too. We appreciate everybody who comments along with watching, and share it, because during the season there's so many people putting out content that it can get lost in the noise. So please do share our stuff and encourage other people to watch or listen if they're into Big Ten football.
Yes, please.
We appreciate it.
All
right, man. Let's get out of here. We will see you all in the next one. And I just got to say, Sky Uma, row the boat, go Gophers.